What is up, good citizens of Gotham? Let's get the hair nice and polished in here. It is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. This is the Political Vigilante live stream. My name is Graham Elwood. Thank you for watching on the YouTube, on the Rockfin, and on the Facebook, and also listening. Wherever you get your fine podcasts. I take the audio from each one of these live streams and I drop it as a podcast on iTunes, Spotify. You get early access to it if you are a Patreon $5 tier member or if you're a Rockfin Premium member. Last night's live stream got slightly cut in the middle of it on YouTube because I was showing copyrighted content. So I left it up on Rockfin for free. I'll put it behind the paywall in a sec, but hello everybody in the chat. What's up, Wan Chad? How you doing, brother? Bob Swanick. Hello. What is going on? Yeah, crazy stuff going on with GameStop. Ron Placone's going to be on the show in a sec. And we're going to talk about Janet Yellen today. She's got a checkered past. What's up? Love from Brazil. Oi! Bem-vindo, Political Vigilante. Bem-vindo, meu amigo. Muito obrigado para chegar aqui e ver meu YouTube show. Muito, muito obrigado. E boa noite em Brasil agora. Thank you so much. Anthony Chisholm, ask Ron about getting dragged on TYT by Anna. I don't know about that. I guess we'll find out about that. Thank you to Anthony for supporting the show. A great way to support the show is do what Anthony did. Hit the dollar icon button. You can do the super chat. We'll answer your question. Also on Rockfin, they have the tip feature. Thank you everybody watching on Rockfin. Rockfin also has an app. Like this hair, I'm just having a hair thing. I'm just having a little bit of a hair thing. Yeah, check that out and hit the like button, folks. We got 83 likes. Let's get that up to. Let's get that up to. Let's get that up to 100. Zachary Tetyen, what's up, Zachary? Shave your knuckles for justice. Thoughts on the stock market GameStop from today? I'm not following it that closely. I will just say that but it just shows you how the stock market is so easily manipulated. And look, Bitcoin is on a little bit of a downturn right now, which is totally normal. It's like trading around 30,000 a coin. If I were you, I'd learn about cryptocurrency, get educated, make an informed decision. But then, Bitcoin's dropped, so I'm buying more Bitcoin. Is what I would do. Tony DeMayo, boom. What's up? Morning Joe Blow is still gaslighting and saying Democrats go left or they will lose. It's insane. Yep, that's what he is, a mouthpiece for the liars. Yep, Ethereum 2.0 is coming. Yep. Proud Boys leader was a federal informant asset. Every group likely the same. Hate to say it. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what the federal government does. The intelligence community, the FBI, they infiltrate these groups. I wouldn't be surprised if there's people. I wouldn't be surprised if they've infiltrated Black Lives Matter. If they've infiltrated whatever, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Let's bring Ron Placone to the show, everybody. Please hit the like button. From the Rockfin chat is not working. Oh, God. Hold on. I was about to introduce Ron, and then it happened. No, it's working. Independent Left News is there. What's up, Independent Left News? Thank you so much for joining our show on the Rockfin. And everybody, free Julian Assange. You got it. All right, let's bring Sam, not Sam Dean. Let's bring Ron Placone on the show, everybody. From the hit YouTube program Get Your News On with Ron, and also the smash hit comic book Lucy and Ron, or Music Guy and the Cat, or whatever it's called. I don't know. I forget what it's called. Let's bring on the show Ron Placone.
It's called Lucy and Ron. Music Guy and the Cat was the runner-up name. We were going to call it that, but we were like, you know what? Maybe we should get a little more specific, and we went with Lucy and Ron. Good to see you,
Graham.
Did I
just freeze up?
I think you did. You're like
Music Guy and the Cat froze the stream.
Music Guy and the Cat froze the stream, and now you're just and your face isn't even there. We see it there. He just bailed. Graham just bailed on the show. What's up, everybody? This is the here. Let me just try to I'll try to be Graham. Let's do that. I know one time I like tried to find the actual stream itself, but I'll just try to sub in and do Graham's show as if I was Graham. Like, all right, so here I go. What's up, everybody? You are making Gotham great again. Shave your knuckles for justice. Vegan smoothies. Yeah, I was up this morning at 5 a.m. because that's when I get up typically, and I went surfing and I exercised, and I did that. And then I had my breakfast, which was a bunch of vegetables. And then I meditated. Kate says Ron's in charge. Thank you for supporting the show, Kate. Sometimes if stuff will pop up and I'll see it. So feel free to super chat it up and I'll see it and I'll read it. This is the Get Your News On with Ron Political Vigilante until Graham hops back in. Oh, wait, I'm still being Graham. Hold on. All right. So I've been watching movies. I'm really into movies. I know a lot about them. And, I watched this one while I was surfing. I watch movies while I surf on, it's tough to pull off, but I have a little projector set right on the beach. So I surf and I never miss a scene. And then after that, I have lunch, and now I'm here. What's up, everybody? That's I don't drink ever. I'm sober. I do not enjoy cannabis either. I don't use it. I'm just naming all the things I know about Graham that are just things. We are yin and yang in so many ways. He's a movie guy. I'm a big music guy. He does not use cannabis. I do. He does not drink alcohol. I do. He wakes up early. I do not typically. Lately I have been a little bit. I've been getting up a little bit earlier just because you know what? Honestly, I've been getting up a little bit earlier. Here, I'm going to try to see the chat just to, because this is like the point of the show is responding to chat. So if no one can do it, I mean, what's going to happen really here? Let me go to it. And for a split second, I'm going to hear myself. There we go. All right. Let me pause it. Because for a split second, I would just hear myself not in real time. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me see what you guys are talking about. What else is going on how I've been waking up early. That was what we were talking about. I wake up early just to mix it up. You know what I mean? Like we've been quarantined for like a year, and I mean, not quite a year, but it feels like it's close to that now. And it's been a long Groundhog Day, quite frankly. And you just have to, I mean, it's like okay, I do what I can online. I write, and then I go, I take a walk on the beach every day. Which is great. I mean, I love getting out every day, and it's nice to be able to like take a long walk or something about that, or something like that. But you're just trying to mix it up and just do something. So, the something I can do is like, yeah, Graham, you're back.
What's up? I was appreciating your impression of me from earlier. That was pretty fantastic.
What'd you think? I thought it was pretty like, I'm going to surf and watch a movie. It's 5 a.m. I should get up now.
I had a bunch of vegetables for breakfast. I like that part. I like that. That's all I eat is vegetables for breakfast.
I had kale with a kale topping. It was great.
I put
the best ever.
Some spinach jam on my kale topping. It was fantastic.
No, I said vegan smoothies too. That was in there.
I just found it odd that every time you're on the show, I have to suddenly reboot and then you get like 5 minutes to yourself. Like this feels very Toastergatey, Ron.
I have to start preparing for it. I got to start like it'll be like it's my guest set. Like it'll be I start doing time.
This is like always like, all right, Ron's got to take over while I reboot. Like this is weird. God, I love technical problems. I mean, I just love it. I get so excited about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's the funnest part of what we do, Graham, the tech head. That's like the most fun. You're like, man, being on stage, that's pretty cool. Touring, that's okay. And being able to create content, that's all right. And writing, but man, dealing with the tech stuff, man, like when a cable's out or when the power goes out at your place. Ooh, that happened to me the other week because of a windstorm here in San Pedro. And man, that's when you're like, this is exciting stuff. This is a lot of fun. This is really speed test, dude. I mean, is there something more fun than a speed test? Finding out how fast your internet's going. I got to wear 2 pairs of underwear when I do it. I can't speak for you, but oh man, a speed test. It's the best.
It's really great to see how hard your internet provider is screwing you over. That's what I love about the speed test. You're like, gee, I'm paying for this, but I'm only getting that consistently. Like this is so great.
And Graham, when something's really off, you get the best of all worlds and you get to call them, which is always just
customer support.
Yes, the best.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing. I have a great Spectrum customer support. When I moved over to them because they had a better deal or whatever. And I was like, okay, fine. I needed faster internet. And I was like, okay. And they're like, hey, we have Spectrum Mobile. We have a good deal on a new iPhone and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? All right, that'll save me some money. Yeah, I'll do that. And they sent me this. And I was like, I don't want this iPhone. I don't want this service. And I sent the iPhone back, cancel it. I'm going to keep, I'm going to stick with T-Mobile, whatever. I didn't want to switch phones. I get a new phone like every 4 or 5 years if I have. I just don't. It's just such a hassle. Oh, the new phone's got all these. No, the new phone will not. When I have to learn all this shit and these apps won't work, and I just don't want to deal with it.
It's a pain in the ass, but it's by design. I mean, they set these things up so that after a couple years, you got to get another one.
Right? They force it. They force the technology to go obsolete, so you have to get a new one. So so I sent it back. This is like September, and they're like, all right, mail the phone back to us. Boom. I've been getting charged every month for this cell phone. And every month I call and say, I sent the phone back to you. And they're like, oh, we can't find the phone. And I'm so mad at myself because I didn't save the tracking number because they send you a FedEx slip. And they're like, just go to any FedEx store and send it back to us. I'm like, okay. And I thought I kept the tracking number and I guess I didn't. And because since the summer, I've been on this whole like declutter kick, just getting rid of shit. And so then every month they're like, well, we see that it was sent, but we don't know if it arrived here. And I'm just like, then have FedEx buy you a new phone. So it's every month. I've been doing this for 5 months now. 4 months of like, yeah, I'm still getting charged. I sent the phone back. I canceled this and it's great. And
what a blessing, man. I mean, what a blessing that you get to do that.
It is a blessing. It is a blessing. And then, I don't care. I really try not to get mad at the person on the phone because I know they're making like $8 an hour, 10 or something.
Right.
And
it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. They're just a worker for some massive corporation that literally, I'm sure, factors into their algorithm. Like just keep charging people and eventually they'll just quit or something, like they're just hoping you quit and that they make money.
I always throw like the disclaimer before or after. Like I'm always just like, okay, so this is really frustrating. I know this isn't your fault. This isn't directed at you. And then I say like the problem, and then I end it with, I know it's not your fault.
No, I always say, look, I know you're just doing your job, just to put them at ease, because they probably get yelled at 50 times a day. And I'm always just like, I know you're just doing your job and you didn't create this policy, but it's really frustrating for me on my end. And I find when I do that, they're like, let me see if I can help you out. And they really try their best. But there's just they're just a cog in this matrix of corporate designed flim-flammy labyrinth that we all get caught in, which is like ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and people are just brutal, and they're just, I mean, they're just the receptors of this, and it's not their fault. They don't have any power, and they're just the whipping post. So when someone humanizes them and just says, look, I know you're just doing your job. Here's what's really frustrating about your company, and I understand, it's not your fault, but how can we do this? Like, they're like, all right, I want to help this person.
Yeah, they want to help you. When you just go, and then they're like, oh, they're just sitting there going, God, I'm not getting paid enough money to get yelled at like this.
Because they're not.
They're not.
I mean, it's also just the right thing to do, because they're not.
They're not getting paid well. Carlos El Lobo, hi Graham. Tell me about Ron. Is he cool? Not really. Ron can be tedious. No, Ron is Ron. Why would you ask?
He's been late.
Ron's impression of me, I find it offensive and demeaning. I think is Ron cool? I always have people on my show consistently that I don't like or get along with. It's typically how I like to do things.
That's the way to do it. Like, it's a fun banter.
Oh, why does Ron keep coming on my show? Every time I invite him, he says yes. It just doesn't make sense.
Sometimes he just shows up again. I don't know how to tell him. I don't even know how he got here.
God, it's like I text him, do you want to be in my show? And then he says yes. And I'm like, oh, that's why I hate this guy. Like, oh, he keeps saying yes to my request. But what else? We've got Sam Dean. What's up, Sam Dean? Fact, I'm living rent-free in your head. That's great. Thanks, Sam. Carlos El Lobo, love the show. Both of you prepare a Ron and Graham show where you are Ron and Ron is Graham, knuckle shaved.
That would be fun. We could do that sometime. That would be a fun thing.
We should. I got to work on my Pittsburgh accent. Yours isn't thick, but it just comes in.
It comes in occasionally.
And I forget, there's some word or two that's really Pittsburghy.
Down's the big one, which I'll say down. Occasionally. I don't do it. If I'm trying to do it, I won't do it. But if you'll just catch it. Usually if I'm like tired or if I'm mad or like just whatever, like it will come out. Like it's not gone. It is there, but it is. I think it's fairly subtle, but
I definitely have heard it, but it always, when I hear it, I'm always like, oh, that's that Pittsburgh, but I can't put it's not as distinct. It's not like, like Boston, you say, have it, the wicked or whatever. Like there aren't just a couple of like catchphrases you can just sort of hang your hat on with Pittsburgh. It's just sort of like, I don't know. And it was funny at your wedding when your like family came out from Pittsburgh, like talking.
You can really hear it.
I was like, wow, okay, there it is.
Yeah. They really got it. And I mean, I guess the person who has like the thickest one that is, I guess like a celebrity or whatever is like Billy Gardell. Like he from the show Mike and Molly, for anyone who doesn't know, he's a big actor, comedian, and he has a pretty thick Pittsburgh accent. So usually whenever people are like, what is the Pittsburgh accent? I say Billy Gardell. If you know who that is, the show Mike and Molly, he's the lead on that. That's the Pittsburgh accent.
All right. That should be for music. That should be like someone.
Has nothing to do with music.
That'd be for like someone in a Pittsburgh accent should sing the theme song for Music Guy and the Cat.
Music Guy and the Cat. Music Guy. It was kind of like that. It's kind of. When I'm really trying to do it, I can't, and then like it'll just
So
sort
funny.
of
You can't do it your own when you
Yeah.
try to do it.
but then it'll just come out naturally. It's weird, but like if I'm really trying to do it, I'll have a hard time because it's like it has to be very heavy to be like noticeably distinguished. So yeah, but there are times, especially if I'm listening back to like maybe a podcast I was on or something, and I'm like, "Who's that Pittsburgh asshole talking?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's me."
Some Steeler fan is on some podcast. I
Yeah,
don't
right.
know.
I was like, are they talking about the Penguins? What are they doing? I was like, "Oh no, that's my voice."
Oh, I've done that with myself. I'm like, God, who's that like nasally Midwestern like like, oh, that's how I talk. Oh God. Oh, it's another reason I want to go back to Australia because the women there are like, oh, I love your accent. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Annalise Garcia, what's up, Annalise? Ron won't be bought by Big Kale. Resist. Oh, when you come on this show, it's a pretty good chance you're going to sell out to Big Kale. I will
I'm in the
make
pocket of Big Cat.
Yeah, Ron's just a puppet of Big Cat. We know that.
Totally.
I've done videos on it. You know, Open Secrets shows this. Jameson Doan, Graham, please do a story on Green NRG. Sent you articles. All right, I will. Thank you. Jay Pauly, what's up? You two need to stop fighting and get some unity going. It's all the rage these days.
Well, we're not fighting, so maybe people should follow our lead of not fighting.
Maybe they should do that. Or maybe we should, let fake fight start by the fake left. Maybe we should just acquiesce to the boutiques left's constant time wasting of Jimmy said this rather than fighting real issues, which is nuts. I'm so corporate, Kale. It's not funny. Marina Andriazzi, hello. How are you? James, Holly, how's everybody doing? Oh, wow. We got 459 people watching. So, hold on. I got to bring up this page because I had to reboot my computer.
Fun times.
Fun times. So while I'm doing that, Ron, do we have a show coming up?
Yes, Graham's ear, we do. We have a show.
Graham's ear sounds like a book of poems or something like that, right? I don't know.
Well, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But yes, Graham and I have our first Zoom show of the 2021s. We're gonna do a Zoom show on Friday, February 5th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. That's 10 p.m. Eastern time. And you know, we can't shout out all the time zones, but 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're doing a Zoom show. We'll be tweeting it out. To get tickets for that show, just Venmo Graham. His Venmo is just Graham-Elwood. Venmo, it's $10. Venmo him $10. Say it's for the Zoom show so that he knows what it's for, and then you will get the link shortly before showtime. We'll get it as far in advance as we can, but it'll come, shortly before showtime. So be on the lookout for that right before showtime. It'll come, hop into the Zoom, and we're going to do a fun show for you.
Yeah, and make sure you, again, to specify, because I get people donate to my show. They'll just like, hey, thanks, Graham, love what you do, or check out this article or whatever. So make sure you clarify that it's for the Zoom show, and you will get a link sent to you in Venmo, and you're going to get the link probably within a half hour of showtime. So like earlier that day, I don't need a lot of panicky, Graham, where's the link? I'm going to be murdered if I don't get it. Like, I don't need a lot of those. But also, so hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot this. JT, thank you for supporting the show. Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Sweet. Rockfin got an app now. Ron talked about GameStop early today, so ask him about it. I'm still trying to figure out crypto. So let's hold on. What is this? Ron's band name, Toaster Inferno. Rock on.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, I'm writing that down. That's badass. Fuck yeah. Toaster Inferno.
Oh God. Yes.
Did you see the cartoon somebody made? And I'm happy to talk about GameStop if you want to, by the way. I don't know if you heard about it, but I'm happy to talk about it. But
Yeah, as soon as you tell this story, we'll do it. We'll do a whole thing on it.
No, I was just gonna ask if you saw the this guy made a cartoon of me with a toaster face, like it's like a piece of toast, and then my face, and then I'm holding up a container of what's labeled Australian kiwi. So,
yeah.
Did you see that cartoon somebody made? That's me from the past.
Sorry, yeah. All right, so hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. I'm joined here by the host of Get Your News On with Ron Placone. And I wanted to talk today because, Ron, you've done a little research on this. I'm just learning about this whole what's happening with GameStop and how basically, and tell us, but it seems like fans and Reddit are making a stock go up or something like that. Like which is kind of amazing. So Ron, explain this to us. What's happening?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm not a financial expert. Neither of us are, just in case anyone's just like, oh, we're not financial people at all. But here's basically the nuts and bolts of what happened. There was this subreddit group, and I think they're just called Wall Street Buyers or something like that. And they all got together and they organized buying stocks of GameStop, and it caused it to go way up. It went up by over 100% pretty quickly. And here's why they did that. So in the Wall Street world, there is a process called short selling. And what that is, and this is a very elementary explanation of it, but say I want to make some money in the stock market and I want to do it via short selling. So I borrow a stock at $10, right? I borrow the money and $10 and I get the stock.
Borrow money?
I borrowed the stock. I borrowed the stock itself, so I didn't pay for it. Okay. But I borrowed a stock worth $10. Now, of course, there's interest involved and stuff like that. But for simplicity's sake, I borrowed a stock for $10. And then I immediately sell it. I sell it right away. So it's worth $10. That's what I borrowed it for. I didn't pay for it yet, but I borrowed it for $10 and I sell it. So I got $10 in my pocket now. I've spent nothing technically, but I owe on it. What I'm doing there is I'm betting that stock is going to go down. I'm betting that stock is going to suck. So it's going to go down. So maybe it'll get down to like $1. And I'm like, well, I borrowed this. Time to ante up. Here's $1 because the stock's worth $1 now. So now I had already sold it for 10. I anteed up for the 1 because I just borrowed the stock. I didn't pay for it. So I'm up $9. That's called short selling. And, imagine that at a massive level where you have a bunch of dishonest people involved hedging their bets. And you have our horrible system that's known as Wall Street that should have never happened. So that's like the elementary gist of what that is. Now, what happened in this case is a bunch of people caught on to what I was doing. And they said, fuck this guy. So they got together and they all bought the stock that I pulled this thing with, that I tried to do this short sell with. So one day, my advisor, because I have someone advising me and they're keeping an eye on it. And maybe if they see it go up a little bit, they're like, oh, shit, Ron, it went up to $11. You know what? Just get rid of it. You're going to lose $1, but whatever. That's the gamble you take. But one day, my advisor, and I have a top advisor because I'm a big spender at $10 here. But my advisor, he wakes up and he sees, oh, shit, this stock just tripled in price. And it's like $300 now. Ron sold it for 10. He's screwed. That's what this subreddit got together and did to all of these hedge fund people. They basically said, fuck you guys. Because these guys did it to GameStop. Why? Because GameStop is basically a Blockbuster video for video games. So they're thinking, we're going to cash in big here, on this scam. It was down to like $2.50, I think, around a year ago. Now it's like $300 something. So it went up over 100%. So they just screwed over all these hedge fund people. They're crying. They're flipping out. They're wanting to, they're wanting a bailout. And here's the thing. And again, not a financial guy. I know this is a very elementary explanation, but when I was looking at the numbers in real time, because this was just like freaking curious. And I was honestly, I was just laughing, staring at it all. But like a lot of the stocks are going down right now because the one thing that's also part of the stock market is confidence. That's part of it. That's
Right.
kind of a basic thing. So now when you know that a bunch of people on a subreddit can basically do this whenever the fuck they want, that might scare you a little bit. So, I mean, and I don't know a ton about the people on the subreddit. I don't know much about the subreddit itself. So I'm not, making any statements on that one way or the other. But that's pretty interesting that a bunch of people can get together and do this and really shake up this this system that should never exist.
Yeah, well, I mean, what it does is it shows how kind of corrupt the stock market is. And it's another reason why I've become a big crypto proponent. I know you have as well. We'll get into that in a second. But like, it shows how, one of the reasons I tried to do the stock market like 15 years ago. And it's just like, if you're just a regular Joe with a couple of grand, forget it, man. You're getting, it's 85% of all stocks are owned by 10% of the population, basically. So it's a bunch of rich people and these hedge funds and these, secret handshake East Coast assholes cooking the books. Like I just, and
if you're betting against something, you're probably going to get screwed.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
You're buying into it. You're just average Joe stock buyer. You're like, oh, GameStop seems like a reasonable thing. They've got this new, I read in an article that GameStop is adding, whatever. That's how you find a stock, or your advisor tells you, but you read something like, oh, GameStop is adding this new online app and you can do gaming or whatever their thing is. And they're making a deal with Twitch. And you think, well, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth of GameStop at $10 a share. And you're thinking, well, maybe it'll go up to a 12 or 15 and I'll pull a little money out. No, you're doomed, because some hedge fund put $100 million in and they're deliberately nosediving the stock. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's so crooked. And the stock market is also just like more, it's this other evil tool of capitalism. And then, of course, as we know, the corporate media goes, boy, the stock market's doing great. Well, that has nothing to do with the economy. It has nothing to do with it. It just means a handful of Wall Street dicks are making big money. So again, like you say, who knows who's involved in this subreddit group, what their intentions are. But if that subreddit group made some hedge funds lose money, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Thoughts and prayers. I like, which is really intriguing. And it's another reason why I started getting really educated. You and I, were both approached to join Rockfin at the same time, spring of 2019. We did it. It's funny. I had Martin Floriani on the show last week, and I confessed to him. I said, dude, Ron and I had a conversation, and I said, Ron, let's just take this first couple of months. We'll get a little money, but if Rockfin doesn't get another round of funding, they'll be out of business by the summer. And he started laughing. I was like, I just got to be honest with you, dude. That's what I thought was going to happen. And I just was like, all right,
if you ever ask me, I'll deny everything. I never doubted you. I don't know what Elwood's telling you. What time did he say the conversation happened? 6 a.m.? There's no way. I wasn't awake. He lied to you.
Yeah, I didn't get into your pre-coffee conversation about Rockfin because those don't count. It's like when I'm really hungry, it doesn't count what I say. So it's like, and you and I had a conversation like a week ago about, wow, Rockfin and crypto in general is really, we both were like, man, I get it now. And not only do I just get like, the Ray token that Rockfin does, but cryptocurrency in general, how empowering it is, because there's no central, like, look, a big crypto holder, and it could be a person, it could be a hedge fund, it could be whatever. They can manipulate the price if they buy or sell stuff. Of course they can. You know what I mean? Anyone that's got that kind of money can manipulate the price, but they can't just flat out scam it. And the thing about like Bitcoin specifically, there's only so many of them. They have that, every whatever it is, 4 years, they have the number of ones that are mined. So it was designed by a person or persons that were brilliant, that were like, you can't get more of this. And it's because it's blockchain, it's open it's transparent, it's open source technology. So where the stock market, I don't know what, and also companies lie and manipulate stuff to make their stock go up or down, whatever. Though a company could be like, their board of directors could be like, we're going to short this stock, so we're going to nosedive this company and cash out. Like it's all crooked, and that's why I love cryptocurrency, because even right now the stock market is tanking, and but GameStop is going up, and look, Bitcoin is dropping right now. It's dropping to 30,100, but 30,164 right now. But it's going to go back up. There's always going to be corrections. And because it's just simple, specifically Bitcoin is just supply and demand. There's only so many Bitcoins in circulation, and the more people that buy them, and right now is like a good time to get in if the price is dropping. And so, God, I love hearing. So let me ask you this with the GameStop thing. I remember you were on my show about a year ago, back before the shutdown, where we were in the All Things Comedy studio, and we were talking about like, when are like hacktivists going to get involved, or when is, and we're seeing unique ways of sticking it to the establishment. And this is one of them. Like when they, whenever all the younger people did, when Trump tried to have that rally in Tulsa, and they bought all the tickets or whatever.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, this is another kind of example of that. Justin Jackson, the
sure.
LA Charger. I almost said San Diego Charger, which would be dating myself a little bit. But the LA Charger, he was on my show this morning, and we talked about it because he was the scheduled guest, and he was tweeting about it, and then I was looking into it too. So we talked about it to open the show, and he described it as he said in a way like this is sort of this could be like a digital strike. Where he was just saying, imagine if, and this subreddit group didn't do this, but imagine if it was one of those things where it's like, okay, we just did it. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And we're going to do it again. And you're not going to know when. You're not going to know where. So your little hedge game is pretty much over unless we start seeing some changes in our society. Mm. So tell your buddies over at the government whose puppet strings you pull, we want everyone to have healthcare. We want a reoccurring UBI until this fucking pandemic's over, or we're going to keep doing this. And you think you lost some this time with GameStop, with a fucking video game store? We're just getting started. I mean, that's where the potential's at,
Absolutely love this, because for so many reasons. First of all, we talk about peaceful, nonviolent protests in the street. That's important. But, they know how to thwart that. They know how to send cops and shoot tear gas and get your head. Nobody buying that stock today got shot with rubber bullets. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody.
Oh, this is nonviolent. This is totally nonviolent.
Nonviolent.
Man. I mean, no one's getting physically harmed.
No one's getting physically harmed at all. And as you and I both know from doing our shows and everything, all the ruling class cares about is money. So when you hurt their pocketbook, that's when they go, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, wait a minute. I don't know. And wow, that's a great, that's because that's when you, as you were explaining it, I was like, well, this is an opportunity. And where are these more sort of coordinated, nonviolent activist events that can, because we've seen a lot of them already, like the during the George Floyd protests of last summer. That's when people pressured FedEx. They went the economic route. They pressured FedEx. FedEx said, change the name of the Washington Redskins. And Snyder, the owner, who's a jackass, has been saying for the better part of 15 years, I'm not changing the name. I'm not. It's a part of our history. FedEx goes, well, we're going to pull our $500 million stadium licensing deal, so you won't have FedEx Field anymore. And he goes, oh, yeah, we'll change it overnight. Had happened like that. When all of a sudden $500 million is about to be pulled off the table, then everybody starts waking up. So
it probably literally was overnight, because he's like, we didn't have time. You're just getting a letter. Fuck it. Where are we at? You're the W team now. We'll put a pin in this and revisit it. Just play your W.
It was overnight, because he literally was like calling it. They're called the Washington football team. Like literally the most generic name. They've kept the colors, but we're just calling it the Washington football team. And we're going to put the numbers on the jersey, or the numbers on the helmet, like Alabama does, from the 1920s or whatever. And so it's like,
What day is the focus group booked for? Monday? Fuck them. We're not doing it. Washington football team, we're done. Copy, print, go home.
The Washington bitches of FedEx is what we're going to call ourselves. It's so that's really curious and where this could go. Justin Jackson brings up a great point because strikes and boycotts are effective. I mean, look, some people in New York just got an extra $1 an hour that food shipping.
It was the Hunts. Yeah.
Yeah, the dock or whatever. So that's good. But like, what other digital ways could we help change this? Like you said, like it could just be rolling. Like, you don't know, maybe today it's GameStop, tomorrow it's Coca-Cola, next week it's IBM until we get Medicare for all. I don't know. Like, I'd love to see some focused, of these financial, revolutionary or activism, financial activism in this sector, because it's like that as the hedge funds control it. Like you said, they got the puppet strings of the two parties. So yeah, what else could we do? I mean,
that's a fantastic question. And I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know, like another answer for that. I mean, yeah, it's like you can gobble up tickets for an event. You can, manipulate a stock to an extent. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other, ways people can really kind of disrupt the apple cart in a manner where they're going to be like, okay, what do we need to concede? And, the digital space is as relevant a space as any, because I mean, that's how we're all existing right now, because there's a pandemic. We're all existing digitally.
I mean, it's a more relevant space in some ways than the physical space, as you say, because of the pandemic. But even before or after the pandemic, look, that's where trillions of dollars in commerce is done on a daily. Like, I mean, so that's
not going to change.
No, that's not going to. If anything, it's gone more digital since the pandemic. I mean, so that's a thing right there. I mean, like, wow, I mean, it's limitless what they could do. Like any company, they find out some hedge funds are doing this, especially the hedge funds that back big pharmaceutical companies, the hedge funds that back the, healthcare lobby that pays both parties to make sure we do not get Medicare for all. That's who you target. Find out what those hedge funds are doing and target them, and keep saying we're targeting, I know for a fact Goldman Sachs. I mean, the president of Goldman Sachs several years ago said finding cures for diseases is bad for business. That's a direct.
They're the villains of the villains, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the worst of the worst. And yeah, I mean, and that's what's been, there certainly has been a lot of poetic justice here, and during a time where any reason to smile a little bit is infinitely helpful. And it is pretty epic watching these crooks. I mean, they're criminals, and just watching these Wall Street criminals go, look, we're just trying to scam the American people with the public's money, like we've been doing for years. And these subredditors are being assholes.
Yeah. How do they pitch this in the corporate media?
These Zoomers and these millennials with their internet, they're just fucking things up for us.
We're trying to just fleece the American people on a daily without anybody knowing about it. And then a bunch of punks on Reddit stopped. We lost money and they made money. That's not right. Oh, you mean they out-scammed you? Like,
they beat us. I have worked hard my entire life, contributing absolutely nothing to the world. Nothing. There is no benefit in what I do, but it works out for me. And these people on Reddit are fine. I didn't even know what Reddit was until this morning. My butler told me what Reddit was, and I don't like it.
Oh, and my butler's name is Red, and I fired him just for having that name. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I love it when somebody gets scammed and they get caught. Like, so somebody, you created a scam, and then they used your scam against you, and now you're mad? Oh, okay.
Please tell me more.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get out my violin.
Yeah.
Do this together.
Yes. Maybe your tears, maybe your, $15 martini will catch your tears. You rich parasite.
They won't even need to salt the rim for your margarita because you got your tears for that.
Yeah. Let's have a moment of silence for the hedge funds that lost a lot of money. Like, let's for real. Like, that's a real, let's have a moment of silence and a big fat cup of thoughts and prayers. Like, like if they can't, what if they have to sell one of their summer homes? I mean, Ron, this isn't fun. These kids have caused a lot of problems. Like, I mean, what if now think about this? What if they can't take a helicopter from Manhattan to the Hamptons and they have to drive?
Well, this could be an opportunity for them. They learned what Reddit is. Now they're going to have to learn what GoFundMe is. I mean, this is just, one step at a time.
Yeah, maybe they got to get a GoFundMe for their next helicopter. Like, this is just a shame.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is completely beautiful. That's a wonderful story. What a happy story.
It happens occasionally.
Yeah, we got to find the wins. We got to find the wins where we can get them, because doing a YouTube show, as I know you're aware of in this climate, is like, every day is just like, what next? Mm-hmm. Better find a point to life soon, because this is getting dark. But this was beautiful. So bless you, subreddit page. Blessings to you for doing that. And thanks for watching The Political Vigilante. Like, share, and subscribe, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Now we know how to edit out that segment, Ron. Isn't that great doing it live?
Brilliant.
You find the segments. You put a little fist on there. I know where to cut them out. It's beautiful. Ray Foley, what's up, Ray? Cool show. Thank you, Ray, for support. 741 people watching, everybody. Please hit the like button. If you're new to the show, make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube has been unsubscribing us, although we just finally, with all of their throttling, we just passed 75,000 subscribers. How cool is that? So support what we do. Of course, I have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, where you can watch my documentary, Graham Goes to Russia, which is only available on Patreon at the $10 level, and on Rockfin, if you go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Signing up for Rockfin is free, and then they have a $10 premium tier. On the premium tier, you get my Russia documentary and all my premium content, and all of Ron's and everybody that's on Rockfin. Yep. And it's blockchain and it's cryptocurrency. Nico Moltaloa, shave your knuckles for justice.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I had heard. I had heard grumblings that was going to happen. I had not gotten confirmation that it did, but so
Wall Street Bets subreddit and Discord got shut down. Wow. Yeah. They shut it down. Oh, you can't do that to us. Only we can screw people out of money.
Yeah.
Like, what a bunch of crybabies. What a bunch of crybabies. Another reason to get crypto. It's one of the best moments in history for regular people to create wealth without having to spend a lot of money, without having to buy stock, without having to extract labor from people. Like, it's such a great way to get out of this filthy, corrupt capitalist system. I've started a little cryptocurrency playlist. I've got some interviews with some people that know a lot more about it than I do. And then I would recommend going to, like, bitcoin.com has a channel. They have a Bitcoin 101 playlist. And there's other channels like Crypto Casey is very informative. The Moon, Altcoin Daily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm still very much a novice myself, and obviously, like, being part of Rockfin is the only reason I know a little bit. But I think it's pretty apparent, like there's an opportunity here. There's a huge opportunity that's still very much in its infancy.
Yeah, this is a chance. I mean, like, they're saying Bitcoin's going to go up to $100,000 by the end of the year. So even if you buy in today at $30,000, you're going to make money. I mean, and they're saying all these coins are going to, like, Ethereum is going to go up, and Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin are all you can buy and sell them on PayPal. So when mass adoption comes in, like when you're your grandparents are doing it or whatever, like that's when stores are just buying and selling, like in many places in Asia, you just go in and they accept Bitcoin and you just boom, like that's when it's really going to be in demand. And again, because it's finite, it's like Bitcoin specifically is like gold. There's only so many Bitcoins available. Check that out.
I think when it gets to the point where, crypto, and a lot of this is just kind of like us speculating, so it's not, but when it gets to the point where like crypto is just as common as something like, say, Apple Pay.
Right.
I mean, that's gonna change how we do commerce in the world. Really, like it, and it's already starting to happen.
I mean, there's exchanges now that are talking about, like Coinbase is doing one, and they're talking about they're implementing. It's not out yet, and some might already have it, but if not, they're coming very quickly, which means Bobby by the middle of this year, of like having a Visa debit card connected to your crypto account.
Oh wow!
I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's well, I know they also have in a lot of like bigger cities and maybe a lot of small cities too. I don't know, but they have like crypto lounges where you meet up with other people and you can kind of trade with them directly or just sort of exchange information about what you're up to and what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And the one here in the LA area is actually in the neighborhood I live in. It's in San Pedro. I don't think it's super active right now because of the pandemic, but it's like, it's right in downtown Pedro. You just see this big crypto space LA, and it's,
and people are like having meetups and all this other. It's really a fascinating time. Hitachi put She King, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Common peasants are taking over our scam. Uncle Sam, please do something. I know. You can't.
Please bail us out, government, who we speak up against intervention from unless we need it.
Jameson Doan, what's up? Thank you for supporting the show, brother Graham. Ethereum 2.0 is going to revolutionize crypto. Ethereum 1.0 could process 30 transactions a second. Ethereum 2.0 can process 10,000 transactions a second. Yeah, that's another thing. Like Ethereum, I own some Ethereum, and I'm excited about it because everyone has been telling me that all summer. Ethereum's going to blow up. Ethereum's going to blow up. Yeah, I own all the ones that are on PayPal. Because I'm just like, okay, if these are going to be adopted on PayPal, like you said, Ron, then people are going to, like you say, when they're paying for stuff using crypto the way they do with Apple Pay, when they just walk up and tap with their phone.
You can just do it.
Boom. I mean, look, on Craigslist over the summer when I was getting rid of a lot of stuff, I was selling some stuff on Craigslist, and there's a box you can check now. Will you accept crypto payment?
Yeah.
I was like, yes. Now I didn't get any, but like the fact that they're doing
starting.
Yeah. It's starting.
Well, there was and I mean, you'd have to look this up, folks, because I don't remember all the details off the top of my head, but I saw the headline a while ago. Apparently there was a bar in New York City where they were trying to sell the bar for cryptocurrency. They wanted a crypto purchase of their bar. I don't know all the details. You'd have to look it up, but I saw that headline a couple weeks ago.
So my friend Mike Siegel, that has a podcast called Travel Tales Podcast, and it's about interviewing people that have traveled all over the world. It's a really cool podcast. But he interviewed somebody, and he told me about this, a woman who's in LA. I guess she's done a lot of traveling or whatever, but now she's a realtor that is like people are buying and selling homes with crypto, with Bitcoin.
No shit. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
If I was selling a house right now and you said, can I buy it from you with Bitcoin? I'd be like, absolutely. Because now I'm going to potentially make more of a profit. There's an NFL player, the first one ever, I forget who he plays for. He's like, I think he's a defensive lineman, but he makes something like $6 million a year. He's getting half of his salary in Bitcoin.
No shit. I didn't know that. Yeah. See, there's all these like neat things that like you just don't, until you start looking into it, you find out about this stuff. You're like, oh, all right. So this is becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And you wonder because, and this is another thing, at least what I've gained gathered so far, because I'll read different articles, and there's still a lot of mainstream publications that really try to write off crypto, that they're not for it. And you wonder, like, well, how much of this is in bad faith and how much of this is legitimate criticism. And so it seems like there's powerful people on both sides right now. There's some very powerful people that want to see crypto succeed. There's some very powerful people that want to see crypto fail. So, well, it's interesting, man. I mean, it really is. This is kind of like our Wild West.
It is. There's a gold rush out west. I mean, that's what this is, and it's called Bitcoin, and it's been going on for about over 10 years now, and it's really starting to. This was the year everyone's like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. When the markets all crashed in March, when the shutdown happened, Bitcoin was trading, I think, at about 8,000-9,000 a coin, and it dropped hard to like 3,800. And a lot of big money people got scared and dumped it or whatever. They needed cash because the pandemic was starting, but then all these long-term and all these big companies, they've been buying crypto all summer. I've been paying attention to this. I started watching the show Altcoin Daily, and they just give you the news. And they're like, this hedge fund, JP Morgan Chase, PayPal, Square, all these companies that have like, $1 billion in assets and from various investors. They're taking even just 5% of it, which is like $50 million in some cases. And they're putting it into Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin. And like, I watched the Winklevoss brothers, the Winklevoss twins talk about it. And I'm watching all these, it's not just like, outlier, techie hackers on the internet anymore. It's like institutional money is coming into it. So it's pretty impressive. Jameson Jones, Ethereum derives value from transactional capacity. I want to talk about Janet Yellen in a sec. Let me read a couple more super chats here, Ron, and then we'll get into a Janet Yellen segment, which actually ties very much into, because her stance on cryptocurrency is a little shaky. Barbara Lawrence said it last night, and I'll say it again. If you ever get the chance to see these guys live, do it. Absolutely brilliant. Oh,
thanks, Barbara. Thank you.
Every time we do a show together, we talk about how much we miss doing the road.
But hey, right now Zoom's the best we got, so that's where we're at. But
yeah. Sam Dean, what's up, brother? Hope everything's well down under. So Ron's
Sam.
Doesn't that make him a sand? Oh, haha. There's Ron's.
Oh, Sam. Oh, Sam.
I'm not going to make those jokes because I've done all those Epstein videos, so not going to happen. But we have 682 people watching, 508 likes. Let's get the likes. Let's get the likes up to 600. Let's do it. We've got some people watching over on the Rockfin. Hello, Independent Left News and MHC. Make sure you pick up any plastic while you're on the beach. Of course, that's what I just did. The Winklevoss twins were one of the creators and founders of Bitcoin. Well, nobody knows that for certain. You can't make that. Satoshi Nakamura is the one who is the person who whatever made or person. So nobody knows for certain who created it. So it wasn't the Winklevoss brother twins did not create it. They early adopters, they own something like 20,000 Bitcoins or something. Like they're going to be billionaires already again. Yeah. At some point, you're all going to be, you all will be shoveled into crypto 15 years from now. It's going to be commonplace. Yeah. The Winklevosses were some of the first users of Bitcoin, but they did not invent it. My husband thinks it's late to invest in cryptocurrency. Well, like I said, if it goes up to $100,000 or $200,000 a coin, like many people are predicting, you're still in the early stages today. But do your own research. Do your own research. It's your money. Scary what pissed off rich people can get done with some phone calls. Haha.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, look at how quick. And now, I mean, there's grumblings And as far as I know, unless there's something I missed, in the past hour or so, nothing's been confirmed, but there's grumblings that they want to get a bailout. They want to get, they want to get bailed out here. And so I'm just thinking, like, keep your eyes and ears open to what they're going to try to distract us with, because if they bail these people out, they're still telling you, the American people, we the people, that they can't afford the $1,400 check that isn't the $2,000 they promised, by the way, and not a reoccurring payment, but a one-time FU payment, another one. That's ridiculous. So they're going to, I have a feeling these people are going to get the bailout they're asking for, and keep an eye out, because they're going to try to distract you with something else. There's going to be some kind of distraction to throw the American people off of that scent, where it's like, oh yeah, these gamblers, we bailed out these gamblers. And by the way, every dollar in Wall Street comes from the public's money, by the way.
Right.
So, yeah, anyway.
All right. I'm going to, Ron, I'm going to start this segment, and then I'll bring you into comment about Janet Yellen. All right. So let's go there. David, thank you for the super sticker. Boom. Thank you for supporting the show. Let me open this up. We're going to talk about Janet Yellen. Yeah, and just real quick about the question about my anyone thinks it's too late to get into crypto. Well, let me tell you who doesn't think it's too late. All of these massive hedge fund investors. They're buying tens of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin because they know, they see that they do these calculations. Watch Altcoin Daily. Watch interviews with the Winklevoss twins. Watch interviews with this guy, Raoul Paul, former head of Goldman Sachs, who's like, Bitcoin could go up to $1 million a coin. So watch those videos with your husband or anyone who thinks it's too late, and then make your decision from there. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Boom, boom, boom. Making Gotham great. Shave your knuckles for justice. Oh, Joe Biden has got the most diverse cabinet we've ever seen. There's all these firsts. First woman in this position, first person of color in this one. Janet Yellen's one of those, first ever female Secretary of Treasury. Well, that's good. We need more diversity. We're not getting diversity of ideology in Biden's cabinet. No way. Janet Yellen wants to regulate cryptocurrency. I'm going to show you about that. And she really is going to, she was the first ever female head of the Federal Reserve, right? So, her job is to protect big banks. She's been paid heavily to do so. I'm going to show you that. The debate over Janet Yellen's speaking fees. Janet Yellen made $7 million for giving speeches over 2 years. How big of a deal is that? It's a really big deal. Just like, Steve Mnuchin, the former Secretary of Treasury, he was the former head of One West Bank. One West Bank. They committed mortgage fraud. One West Bank was one of the banks that bought up thousands of mortgages from IndyMac at 30 to 40 cents on the dollar and then forced people out of their homes. Mine being one of them. I'm one of the 6 million people that lost their home to foreclosure. And which is why I'm such a crypto proponent, because now I don't have to play in their system. Steve Mnuchin did it. He was the former head of One West Bank. So already there's a conflict of interest. He shouldn't be the secretary. It should be like an economist, like Richard Wolff should be the Secretary of Treasury, right? But no, this is why it's all corrupt and inside baseball. I'm going to show you right now. She got $7 million from who? From the Sierra Club, from Doctors Without Borders, no. The list of those looking for Yellen appearance includes Wall Street names such as Citi and Citadel and corporations such as Google and Salesforce. Oh, so she's going to protect working Americans, right? Isn't that what that list gives? Doesn't it inspire confidence in you? On top of collecting speaker checks from Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Barclays, Credit Suisse, PNB Paribas, and Google. So all these European banks, all these banks that help finance war, all these banks that bankroll big pharmaceutical companies and healthcare lobbies to make sure we don't have free healthcare in America, right? All these central banks that keep people and countries in debt. That's their goal. They want you in debt. That's why they back wars, because the best thing to come out of a war for a bank is everyone's in debt. You have to go in debt to fight a war. Doesn't matter which side you're on, right? Now, she's given $7 million in speeches to these big companies. And, you could say, well, hey, they're just paying. She talks. She's the Fed chair. She's the first female head of the Fed. So, okay, let's have her talk about the glass ceiling and everything like that. Maybe that's all she's talking about. Okay, then why won't she release the transcripts? It's like when those Hillary Clinton transcripts of her speeches at Goldman Sachs got leaked, and it showed that she said stuff like, we need to stop the anti-banking sentiment in America. She said that. Hillary Clinton said that. 2 speeches, $200,000 each, $400,000 total. This came out while she was running for president in 2016. She doesn't seem keen on releasing the speeches, which the Biden team say were largely question and answer sessions, some public where she had no prepared remarks. This is how they control everything. And then they're distracting you by first female Secretary Treasury. So you're not asking questions. Wait a minute. What about the $7 million? Is she just going to help out big banks on Wall Street? Well, they just paid her $7 million to make sure of it. You don't think that $7 million speaking fees had something to do with her becoming Secretary of Treasury? You don't think, and she was the Fed chair and Trump wouldn't reappoint her. So yeah, it's a stick it to Trump. So the dummy vote any blue will do crowd will go, yay, we stuck it to Trump and first female. But they're not going to ask, is she going to help American people? No, she's going to bail out Wall Street, just like Steve Mnuchin did, who's another parasite who came from big banking. Steve Mnuchin donated to now Vice President Kamala Harris's, when she was running for Attorney General of the state of California, Steve Mnuchin donated to her campaign. So then when she was Attorney General, because One West Bank was operating in California, she had enough evidence to convict Mnuchin on bank fraud. But she said, I don't know. Didn't gave him a stern talking to and a little slap on the wrist and took away their lollipop, but didn't do anything real, didn't put any policy in place, at least for Californians, to prevent this from happening again. And it'll happen again. And Steve Mnuchin repaid her by donating to a senatorial campaign. So she got appointed to the Senate in 2016. Great. And then when she was in the Senate, she voted for Steve Mnuchin to be Secretary of Treasury. Do you see why all this identity politics and the Republicans or Democrats or my party's better than your? It's ridiculous. Goldman Sachs has been in every presidential cabinet since Reagan. But let's talk about Janet Yellen. Janet Yellen clarifies her stance on Bitcoin, promises effective crypto regulation. Well, before she went, they asked her these questions when they went through the confirmation hearings. But a couple weeks ago, she said, I'm going to heavily regulate. She's going to heavily try to heavily regulate crypto, specifically Bitcoin, because Bitcoin empowers regular people. Bitcoin undermines the American empire's real grip on the world is through the US dollar, the petrodollar and all of that, right? So they asked her at her confirmation hearing, and she tried to backpedal a little bit, but we still know what she's all about. Yellen replied, I think it is important we consider the benefits of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. Before, she just said they were all bad, but she's like, the benefits and the potential they have to improve the efficiency of the financial system. At the same time, here we go. Shout out to big banks. That's what this is. We know they can be used to finance terrorism. Well, the US dollar's never been financed for that, so that's good. facilitate money laundering, and support malign activities that threaten U.S. national security. And there it is. Whenever they want to do something that screws over regular people, the security, you're not safe. You're not safe. You're not safe. We need more laws to make you more safe. No, it's more laws to take more rights away from us, to make it harder for us to just earn a living and pay our bills, and to benefit the 1% who she serves. The 1% paid her $7 million to talk. They're expecting something in return. She's promising that. The threat to U.S. and the integrity of the U.S. and international financial systems. Integrity of the power of the American empire is what she's really saying. If confirmed, I intend to work closely with the Federal Reserve Board and the other federal banking securities regulations on how to implement an effective regulatory framework for these and other fintech innovations, Yellen concluded. Oh, yeah. Regulation means trying to take the power away from you, trying to monitor what you're doing. One of the things they don't like about crypto and Bitcoin, nobody knows what you have, where your wallet is. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what you've got. And they're like, oh, but it's financing terrorism. Yeah, you're right. And drug dealers. Oh, wait. Hey, cocaine kingpin arrested with a bunch of US dollars and gold chains and guns and a picture of Scarface right there. Oh, wow. Wow. Has the US dollar done anything? Has it been in anything else that's evil? US paid $500 million to make Al-Qaeda style propaganda videos. Oh, that's good. That was actually our tax dollars were used for that. Oh, but Bitcoin's evil. There's no blood on the American dollar. No, not at all. We're good. And to talk about that a little more, let's bring in Ron Placone. So Ron, what are your thoughts on Janet Yellen?
Well, I think she's another progressive champion, another great. I mean, the Biden administration has been crushing it, just shattering these glass ceilings and also draining the swamp. I mean, it's been so Washington as usual with all these warmongers and bank insiders, and it's been the case for so long. And here Joe Biden comes in and just a whole new set of ideas. It's not the same old thing at all. I mean, it is amazing.
No one is screaming, not even like Amy Goodman at Democracy Now! No one is screaming about these horrific conflicts of interest. Like the guy, I forget his name, who's first black man Secretary of Defense, who's on the board of Raytheon.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Avril Haines' history of torture and warmongering. I mean, it's just unreal. It's just first this, first that, and then we're not going to go any deeper, where really the script should be flipped. It should be, here's a huge conflict of interest. Here's somebody that is only going to support big banks in the war machine. Oh, and by the way, they're the first woman or first person of color. That should be like, okay, great. But that should be a footnote, who they really are, where they get their money from, and what their policy is going to be motivated, and who's truly telling them what their policy should be at the crux of any journalists.
And what their qualifications are.
Yes.
I mean, and yeah, this is something, and of course the Trump administration did it too, and the Obama administration did it before that, where it's like, you appoint these people for education that have no business being in education. You appoint people to housing that have I mean, these are all people. It's not, are you qualified to lead this agency? It's, how have you profited from this agency in the past, and are you ready to do it in my cabinet? Yes. I mean, that's American politics at 101. I mean, that's just how the game is played. And of course, Biden is doing more of the same, to the surprise of nobody. I mean, it's so interesting when you look at, it's so interesting because Donald Trump and Joe Biden, when you kind of look at both of them, they are really a perfect snapshot of just everything that's wrong with our system from every angle. You have this blank suit politician that is everything crooked and corrupt about Washington insiders. And then you have this other guy who's just this plutocrat reality TV star who was just the person buying the politicians and then figured, well, just cut out the middleman. I mean, when you really just take a snapshot, it's like these two figureheads represent everything that's wrong with our system. And here they are right at the top. Take your pick, America. And if you don't settle for this, you're the problem.
Yeah. Yes. And let's get mad at the people calling this out rather than demand that our parties are different. Like, that's what I love. It's so great. You know, I've already heard the like, Graham, stop being so hard on Biden.
Really? People have said, I mean,
yeah,
he got the gig. He got the gig. What are people?
I know.
Why should anyone go easy on him now?
I was told to chill out by some dipshit on Facebook. Chill out.
Well, that's your first mistake. Why are you looking on Facebook? That's where
I wanted to smoke out. I knew it would be like dipshit Gen Xers and baby boomers who still drink this fucking lesser of two evil Kool-Aid. I knew it'd be dipshits like that. I knew it. I mean, I'm a Gen Xer.
Millennials do it too. Every generation does it. We can't. Yeah. Every generation has good and bad, but
yeah, they're just the lesser of two evil. But what? Chill out. He's only been in office 3 days. What is he supposed to do? And I listed all these executive orders he could have done. He could have passed Medicare for all using the fact that we are in a national emergency with COVID, right? Because of COVID, he could have said everybody gets free healthcare. Could have done that. He could have done student debt forgiveness. He could have like just stopped bombing. Instead, he rolled troops into Syria.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it's one pick after another of just corporate Wall Street warmonger, but then we just get the diversity of the ruling class. And she's in her 70s. Like, it's just like, what? Graham, ageism. You know what? Yeah, it is. I want to see younger people in charge of this country. I'm tired of old white people running everything and an occasional person of color. I really am tired of it. And I'm tired really of Wall Street people. And I'm tired of, and it's not exclusive ageism, because I don't want Pete Buttigieg anywhere near anything of power because he's a power-hungry psychopath. But
yes,
he's
he is.
Like, I'm just tired of these fucking puppets, be they gens, be they young people or old, that just do the ruling class's bidding and screw us all over. These people have a lifetime of just taking big checks and screwing us over. Great. It's maddening. Well,
and getting it back to when you were bringing up the crypto piece of this,
right.
I was actually looking up, before you brought me in, Fight for the Future. Shout out to them. We actually we did a show for them a little while back, and I've collaborated with them on a couple efforts for net neutrality and on facial recognition. They're one of the leading digital rights organizations in the country, and they do amazing things. And one of their campaigns right now is kind of focused on encryption, and our encryption rights, which basically guarantees us, as much a certain amount of privacy online and via our transaction. Well, those rights are being threatened because the government wants to, the government, as combined with law enforcement and other entities, so that they kind of want to know what's going on, and they want to, get your data, and they want all of these things. And so that's something that we continually fight on the front lines for. Actually, thanks to Fight for the Future and some other organizations, Zoom had to commit to better encryption practices because, around the start of this pandemic, Zoom was not providing the greatest of encryption. They have to do better now. So that was a win. And this ties into cryptocurrency, because the thing about crypto is it is, relatively just, anonymous. Like, you just kind of have your crypto wallet and you go about that. And the powers that be don't like that, because they like the almighty dollar, and they like to really control what's going on. And they see this as kind of a threat to that. So now they want to start, rolling out these policies, and you kind of have to have your guard up to, kind of make the judgment call. Is this in the consumer's best interest? And it's also a threat to encryption in a lot of these cases.
Yep. And that's, again, and they just want to try to regulate. That's why I did a video about a month ago about the Stablecoin Act that was introduced by really the squad. And it's really crippling. And it's funny, Ilhan Omar was like pushing for it. And then all these people, because there's even a guy, and I've been trying to get him on my show. He has a book out, I believe, called Black America, Bitcoin in Black America, and talking about how it's where, the Black community can empower itself, and people all over the world, third world countries, people have been empowering themselves. There's somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5 to 3 billion people that are unbanked. They don't have access to banking, but they have a smartphone, so they can use crypto, and it's empowering people. Like if you would have taken your $1,200 stimulus check in April and bought Bitcoin with it, it'd be worth $3,500 to $4,000, and there's nothing else that's doing that. And so they really are trying to regulate it in the Stablecoin Act. Again, they say, oh, it's out of control and we need to regulate it. It's just not regulated enough. I even had Fidel Kaboob on the show, who I really like and respect, and he's an MMT professor. He's an economist, but he was pushing the Stablecoin Act, and I'm so against it, because that's the beauty of, because here's the thing, Ron, I can send you Bitcoin right now, and the government doesn't know anything about it. I can send money to somewhere across the world. I mean, somebody, and this is the other thing that I'm sure they're trying to prevent. So somebody like Susie Dawson, right, who's a friend of ours, and she's a whistleblower. She's living in Moscow. She needs people to donate crypto to her, because it's like she can't deal with the banks and the Russia banks and all the sanctions against Russia banking. So she can't do it. Same thing with like somebody like Snowden or WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks got on board with crypto early on because because the banking, thanks to the intelligence community, they were thwarting WikiLeaks from getting any money or donations to put actual journalism out. So they said, we'll stop their funding. They can't, we'll shut down their ability to get money for the bank. So we'll strangle them, we'll drown them financially, we'll starve them out, basically. Well, crypto, they started using crypto, and that's how WikiLeaks was able to stay afloat and put out important stories, like Vault 7 and on down the line, the Podesta emails. We could go on for hours about all the great stuff WikiLeaks has done. So that's another reason it's empowering activists. It's empowering, people, helping out, sending money to the third world. Well, they don't want you to help out the third world because they need the third world to stay poor. So they'll work for $1 a week, and we can take your resources, and you have no power. You're not in the EU, so there's nothing you can do about it, basically. And they don't want these countries to suddenly go, oh God, our reserve currency is now, if some poor country turns its reserve currency over to Bitcoin and bails on the US dollar, that country suddenly has power. Oh, we can't let that happen. We want to put tanks in there to go take somebody else's oil or whatever the thing is. We
have democracy to bring.
Yeah, we got to shoot some democracy right down your face. Yes, we got to drone strike in some democracy there. So I can't find, and I'm not aware of every single cabinet pick yet, but is there any cabinet picks that you've come across that are like, oh, this person actually might be all right?
None that I know of. Yeah. That I can think of. I mean, are they out there? Maybe, but I don't know of any.
I know that was in the first Indigenous woman for the Bureau of Land Management, I think. That I think, but I don't know that much about her. But then I don't know. There's nobody that I'm like awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the big thing with this incoming it's here now, but this new administration is sort of, what can we put this guy in a corner and make him do that he probably doesn't want to do? Right. Anything positive that happens, it's like Joe Biden's not going to want to do it.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. They said in the chat she was Secretary of the Interior. Is that Native American woman? But I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, to me, it's like there's a few promises that he made that it's like, okay, we need to really hold his feet to the fire. I guess maybe this isn't exactly the same thing, but I can say as far as like a specific cabinet appointment. But what he did do over at the FCC was he made Jessica Wurzenworcel I always mispronounce her name, but he made her the acting chair right now. So she was already in the FCC, but he did make her acting chair. And I'm hoping he makes her just the permanent chair. But she has a pretty good track record on net neutrality. She has a really good track record on broadband. I think she would definitely be ahead in a way better direction than anything we've seen in recent history. She'd be infinitely better than Ajit Pai. That goes without saying. And I think she'd be a hell of a lot better than Tom Wheeler, too. I don't know everything about her, but as far as, that position and how she has behaved in the past, she votes the way you want her to vote. So right now, that doesn't mean much because the FCC is at a 2-2 split. So it's basically in deadlock. There's two Republicans, two Democrats. So two people who would vote to bring net neutrality back, two people who would just vote against it. So, but once there's that fifth appointee that Biden will appoint and then should get approved because of the Democratic majority in the Senate, hopefully it's a pro net neutrality voter. It should be. Joe Biden promised that, but my mom taught me actions speak louder than words, so we got to make sure we hold him to that. But yeah, so that is one thing that I am happy about. I was happy about that news. So,
well, I mean, if Joe Biden promised it, we put it in the bank.
We can rest easy.
I mean, it's done deal.
Especially if it has something to do with net neutrality. I mean, because the guy that started his campaign at a dinner with Comcast execs, he's got you. He's got your back. But no, I mean, yeah. So what?
I said, build back better.
Oh.
The worst.
Exactly.
The worst. I thought I'm with her was bad, but build back better is worse. It is worse than I'm with her.
I feel like they're kind of on par. I mean, I'm with her was just how tone deaf can you be to just make it all about you?
Yeah.
It's like I'm with her. There's never, but
if you're struggling financially and money's tight and you don't know what to do, Hillary's not going to get your back. You got to get the back of a rich white lady.
Yeah, you don't deserve her, really. I mean, that's why she was. But Build Back Better is just, I mean, there's a certain amount of honesty to it because it's kind of saying, don't expect much. This shit's a mess. And, I mean, presumably we'll be better than the other guy who's not listening to the science and medicine community at all. We might be a little better than that. So it'll be better, but I don't. Shit. I mean,
it's basically saying Biden 2020, manage your expectations.
Yeah, oh, totally. Which is, I mean, hey, his most honest moment on the campaign trail was nothing will fundamentally change. I mean, that was his most honest moment.
Build back better. I didn't even get it at first. I was like, what does this mean?
And it's been used before. I mean, it's been used in the past. It's not a new slogan.
It doesn't make any sense. Make America great again. I get it. I get what you're saying, what you're trying to say. There's a lot of holes to punch in that theory, obviously, but in terms of just a sentence, I get all right. I get what you're pushing. Joe Biden, build back better. Huh?
Well, it was a step up from his when he was first asked, and it was obvious he was just on the spot and had no freaking clue. And he just goes, "Make America moral again." And it's like, oh my God.
Wow.
Really, dude? That's I mean, that when left to his own devices, that's what he's got.
It was so moral when they started the war in Yemen and dropped more bombs than Bush. That was so the moral high ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obama, Biden, White House.
The bombs were very polite.
They were tweeted well, and everyone in the Middle East is excited to get bombed with, rockets that have rainbow flags. I think it's going to make people, I think that's building back better, Ron. That's what
there you go.
So the dignity in the kind of ways we bomb poor people. That's what we need.
That's building back better. Yeah.
Build back better, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and remember, shave your knuckles for justice. Ba-boom. Oh, Ron, let's answer some super chats. Let me get back to this frame. I don't know. I was moving the frames around.
Yeah, getting the cameraman.
808 people watching. Right on. Hit the like button, folks. If you're new to the show, please hit the subscribe button. We just passed 75,000 subscribers. Check out Ron Placone show. Get your news on with Ron. We have 683 likes. Let's get that over 700. Let's do it. Let's see if I missed any super chats. We don't want to miss a super chat during a segment. Oh my God, pay the taco stand. Yes, you can. All right, let's see where we were at. Where are we at? Let's see, where are we at? Sam Dean, yep. Anti-censorship for the win, mate. You rock. Oh, you're being sarcastic? I'm not down with pedophile jokes. I'm just not. I don't want to hear them. You can say I'm a censorship. I don't care. I'm not hearing them on this channel. The Epstein shit. I used to make those jokes. I don't make them anymore. So I don't give a fuck. This isn't censorship. When I'm telling jokes on a stage and somebody's heckling me, I tell them to shut the fuck up. If they don't shut the fuck up, they get kicked out of the club. Is that censorship? No, you're just annoying me and I don't like it. So that's how that goes down. David, keep it up. Boom. Ray Foley, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Gold and silver has real privacy and no counterparts. Bitcoin is risky. Silver's going to fly. Okay. Do your own research, everybody. ManB00, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. I took back 100K of your foreclosure since Monday, Graham. The hedge fund that steal so much from the people. Hopefully we squeeze them to bankruptcy. That's awesome. I'm glad. If you're actually taking money away from a hedge fund, God bless you, sir. May you live to be 1,000, or ma'am, whoever you are. God bless you. MHC, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Boom. With the plastic comment on Rockfin, I was referring to Ron portraying Graham earlier. Guess it was just noticed too late for the connection to be made. Oh, sorry.
The plastic, what?
I don't get the plastic comment on Rockfin.
Sorry. I don't recall. Oh, no, they said, well, that was just good advice, though. I mean, they said always pick up plastic at the beach.
Yeah, which is a good thing. That's
I also was saying, I watch movies while I'm surfing, so there's a projector going. So I guess if there was any plastic involved, they were like, don't forget to pick that up. Especially, that might have been what they, but that also is just good. You know, I actually, this is kind of letting my hippie flag fly here, but I got a litter grabber. I ordered it because I want to start doing like a little cleanup at the beach near my house.
Nice.
I mean, because it's like you feel weird, like especially today with a pandemic, you feel a little weird, like when you're just out running and you just have your bare hands. And I'm like, you know what, I need to have a designated time where I have the grabber with me, so I don't feel uncomfortable picking up whatever, and just do a little cleanup when I can.
Good for you, man. Good for you, Ron. Jessica Solar, thank you for tipping the show on Rockfin. We're in a global health disaster, and people were quicker to clamp down on toilet paper hoarding than wealth hoarding. Thanks for the great content, Graham. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for supporting the show on Rockfin. Ray token is at $4.98 a coin. 40 days ago, $1.
Dude.
So what is that, a 5% uptick?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not good at numbers, but I know what
the uptick. A lot.
It's
like a lot.
I had a calculator. I would tell you it was a lot. Kate has a question for you, Ron. Your favorite pasta sauce?
Oh, geez, that's like asking me my favorite song. I mean, it depends on the pasta. I mean, my favorite like dish in general is just like a scampi. Like a shrimp scampi, and I like it with black olives and stuff like that. Like if I only had one more meal ever, that would be what I'd go with. So like a butter garlic type sauce, but really done right. But I love a good pomodoro. I love a good tomato cream. I love a good. I'm not a big Alfredo guy. See, I'm a more. I make a peas and I make a peas and like a cream sauce that has like typically 3 different kinds of cheeses. And you can make it vegetarian or vegan. Like there's different ways to do it. But yeah, oh yeah, any sauce that I make, I can make a vegan version. I can make a non-vegan version. I mean, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I can't pick just one. But if I was on death row and I have one meal, I'd go a solid shrimp scampi with black olives, garlic, butter, and that would be with linguine as my starch of choice.
Ron's final meal. I'm glad we got that sorted out.
Thank you for the question.
Great question, Kate.
It's a fantastic question.
Fantastic question. Ryan Larson, mainstream press has sent reports to interview Putin on many occasions. How come no such outrage about giving a platform to their arch enemy, but all kinds of outrage when Jimmy Dore has a Boogaloo guy? Yeah, I know. It's just like I dropped that video. It should be dropping today. I did it last night, so it explains my view on that. Mike Blair, Uncle Scam, shave your knuckles for justice. Zippity day. When you guys get swarm attacked on Twitter, like Jimmy, do you prefer for your followers to respond or defend? Does responding making it worse and more protracted? I think there's some, for me, it's like you got to do some defending if people are just, and I always like, the thing that George Carlin says of punching up. If it's like people saying crap to me on Twitter and they've got like 200 Twitter followers, I don't respond typically. If they've got thousands, tens of thousands, and especially if they're blue check, then I absolutely will. But
Yeah, I mean, I say do you. I'm not going to tell anyone because, I mean, the whole thing can be so freaking draining. So, if you want to respond, go for it. But, I mean, me personally, I don't. When it's just ridiculous bad faith attacks, I just don't respond. I'm like, you know what?
I try to not respond too. I absolutely try to not respond. But it was funny, like the force the vote thing. I let it slide, and then I just couldn't anymore because I was just like, I can't sit there and watch this. And I was like done holding my tongue for 2-3 years about TYT. I wasn't going to do that anymore.
Well, I think there's a difference between like a valid like criticism or disagreement and just straight up trolling.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it's just straight up trolling, the last thing you want to do is give the person any attention whatsoever, because that's what they want. That's what they so desperately want. They want your attention so bad. So, so you try to make that judgment call between like, oh, this is something where we just disagree. And here's a kind of rebuttal where it's like, whatever, we're kind of disputing something versus this is just, just trolling for the sake of being, cruel or because you don't like somebody or whatever it may be. So if you've ever feel like we've gotten into it on Twitter before, it's because I thought you were acting in good faith.
That's cool. Yeah. That's a good point. If you can tell to most part when someone's just trying to like troll you to get retweeted or whatever, and I just like let that slide. And
you can tell the difference. You don't always get it right, but generally you can tell the difference.
And again, like you say, a fair criticism, like maybe Jimmy should have asked the Boogaloo guy more tougher questions. Like, if you guys are so pro LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter, why do you want to have a civil war? Okay, that's a fair thing. But to say Jimmy's a Nazi or what? Fuck off, man. I don't want to hear it. Sam Dean, so you want to stick up for Jimmy Dore, who says that Trump should be allowed to spread disinformation on Facebook because America has freedom of speech, but you won't Yeah, I just explained the difference. And if you want to keep you know what, Sam? I'll tell you what, I haven't eaten, so I'm more irritable when I'm hungry. I'm going to fucking block you. How's that sound? Let's get that cooking. Let's get that. Say something dumb again. I don't give a shit. You're being annoying and you just won't respect the fact that I don't want to have a joke like that. I don't want to make jokes like that. All the goddamn Epstein videos I've done, I can't joke about that anymore. I'm a stand-up comic. I've made every offensive joke known to man. Those jokes I can't make anymore. And I've had friends make jokes like that to me in the last year or so. And I've gone, hey, dude, I'm not coming down on you. I just can't make those jokes anymore because I've talked to victims and I just can't do it. And you won't respect that. And now you're saying that I'm trampling freedom of speech. So you, in my opinion, and please don't take this the wrong way, are being a fucking cocksucker and I'm blocking you. How's that sound? Does that sound fun? There you go. Wow, Graham's got a short fuse. Yeah, on this subject it does. It does. Yeah, how's that? Block. It rhymes with cock. Did you know that? Block rhymes with cock. So take your super chat money, roll it up, convert it to Aussie dollars and jam it up your ass. But do the other way because I know the drain goes differently down south. So you tell me if that was too much. J. Scott, thank you for supporting the show. Now we got Kate's favorite pasta sauce. Fucking tell me I'm in favor of censorship because I don't want to hear a fucking offensive joke on my show. Fuck, you're stupid. Fuck, what's it like being that stupid? Did you wake? Are you day drinking again, Sam? Fuck, stupid. When I come back down there again, don't come to my show. Are we clear? Is that clear? 100% clear? If I see you at my show, I'm throwing you out. I know what you look like now, motherfucker. You're never coming to my show anywhere I set foot in Australia. Was that worth it? Crush Renata. Wall Street Bets was taken down on Discord for unsafe language.
Oh, wow. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. See, I haven't, I mean, I heard grumblings that they were good, but I hadn't confirmed that. So wow, that is something. That's what unsafe language. That's what they said.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Buy a stock is unsafe language. That's unsafe language.
Wouldn't have anything to do with being a part of the hedge fund elite getting owned. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. Thanks for
that's a great clarification. Thank you for that.
Wow. That's what they said, huh? Jeez.
Wow.
They are really wow. How clueless do they think people are? It's unsafe language. It had nothing to do with them just causing these hedge fund managers to lose their shit because they beat them at their own scam.
Wow. All the shit these hedge
funds
pull, all the crimes they pull, all the people's lives they've ruined. That's unsafe language because they outsmart you.
That is something. Wow. That is something. And on Discord.
That's like somebody in the NBA getting slam dunked on by LeBron James going, he was being violent.
He was being
He went over and he slammed. It was violent. He slammed the ball into the hoop and went, when he did it, and then high-fived his teammates. It was violent. It was
it's like benching everyone that beat the team. Like, the starting lineup, they were all swearing they can't play again. They're suspended.
Yeah, Tom Brady in the title game in the AFC or the NFC championship game last Sunday against Green Bay, he called a play that actually helped the Buccaneers win. I feel like that's unsafe language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got in the huddle and he said to his teammates, run this play because I know we're going to catch their defense sleeping and we're going to score. It feels like it's unsafe and unfair. I feel it feels unfair to me, you know? Wow, that's fantastic. Defund the empire. Shave your knuckles for justice. Are you elated at the panic of Wall Street today? My heart melts. Yes, this is like
I laughed for a while. I mean, it was some much needed good news. I mean, I was reading about it as soon as I woke up. So I'm sitting, I'm making coffee, for my wife before she goes to work, and I'm like just reading about it, and I'm reading it, and I'm just like, I'm thinking she probably thinks I'm watching porn right now. I was so freaking excited, just cheering and going, "Oh no way! Oh!"
So wait a minute. You say you cheer when you watch porn?
Yeah, you don't cheer for what?
Cheer for the winning team?
Yeah, I mean, don't you feel like it's sort of a group effort in a way? It's like, I mean, yeah, it's on the screen, but I feel like some positive encouragement is warranted. Like, yeah, good job, both of you, or however many of you that were there. Everyone cheers, Graham. That's being a team player.
You're right. I guess I gotta. I guess I gotta be more of a team player. I'm just too much of a loner. I don't know. I gotta be more of a team player. That's my fault. Christopher Walker, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Check out the Netflix doc Fire in Paradise. Tough to watch at times, but very important to see the reality of climate change. Thankful for rain and snow. Yeah, I know. It's
yeah, I've heard a couple people. Actually, Chris, it's probably just been you who's recommended it to me several times. But yes, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I know.
Fire. Have you seen it, Graham?
I have not. I've watched a lot of environmental documentaries, and you know, I enjoy. Well, not I enjoy documentaries, and I really appreciate a well-made documentary as somebody that's made them myself. It's always tough to watch some of the environmental docs because it's usually like, oh, like you usually the movie ends, the credits roll, and you're like, oh, so we're done, right? Like we're never.
I feel so helpless.
Yeah, I'm not going to see my 70th birthday. Okay, cool. Awesome. Like that's kind of how I feel. Not that I appreciate the recommendation, Chris, but
I'm going to check it out.
All right. Snork Y2K. What's up, Mitch? How's everything in Iowa? Graham can make worse threats. He can give Ron a loaf of bread and directions to your kitchen.
That's right.
That's what when I really want to, that's I bring in Ron the muscle, and Ron just comes in kind of mob style, like, it'd be a real shame if your toaster had an accident. You know what I mean? It'd be a real problem. You know what I mean?
I saw your fridge. You got some butter.
Mm.
You got some butter. You got some jelly. You got some bread. All I need's now a toaster. And you know what happens when that happens.
Yeah. Be a real shame if everything burned to the ground because of another faulty toaster. You know what I mean?
I heard they don't go up on the road in Australia. I heard you got to talk to them.
Be a real problem if your toaster fell down a flight of stairs. You know what I mean? That happens a lot.
The toaster doesn't work on its own. You need a kangaroo to help you, and I don't see any of them here.
Oh. Oh, God, that's hilarious. Let's see if there's any more super chats. Reminding everyone you can buy portions of crypto. Just because Bitcoin is 30,000 for one doesn't mean you can't buy a portion you can afford. Yeah, you could buy $50, $10 worth. You can break it up into as many fractions as you want. Matt S. Where are you with Twitter blocking people on the right and Google, Apple blocking right-leaning Twitter competitors? I'm mixed, honestly. Well, I mean, the president of the United States, you know, I don't know, using Twitter to advocate for whatever. Okay. I mean, I watched his speech. I mean, he definitely told people to go to the Capitol. He helped incite that riot. No two ways about it. But in my opinion, but overall, I'm not in favor of kicking people off a platform because you don't like their politics. I mean, if they're advocating violence, if they're saying like, go get a gun, go get this person, go get that group, go, okay, but it's really being used, you know, for more censorship, and it's really being used haphazardly. And again, as we've talked about, it's been 3 weeks ago today that the Capitol siege happened. And, you know, Ron, we talked about, I mean, I've talked about with everybody since it's happened about, yeah, you need to prosecute the people that were involved in the actual crime that was committed. but they're going to use it for Patriot 2.0. That's the thing. The laws are already in place. They broke and entered. They they smashed property. They brought a gun. And you can prove collusion and coordination with some of these people through their. So okay, those crimes are already on the books. You don't need new ones on top of that. And they're going to use it to just, they can deplatform us. They can deplatform Ron. They can deplatform me. So.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, you mentioned inciting violence. Another thing that I think a lot of people realize, but sometimes isn't, inciting violence is not protected speech.
Right.
Inciting violence is not protected speech under the free speech laws of the United States. So, my stance, which I mean, it's always been this way. If Donald Trump incited violence, he should totally be deplatformed. That violates free speech laws. However, the problem is, it's not up for Jack Dorsey to decide that, or it shouldn't be. I mean, technically it is because they're a private company, but it shouldn't be. And there's no burden of proof on them because, well, they don't have to really report to anyone. Their terms of service goes beyond the free speech laws of the United States. And well, it shouldn't be that way. That's not the way it ought to be. We're in a weird place where technology has passed up our law. And so, what I've called for is, we need to figure out a way to have new policy that addresses this stuff. And I think when you're something like a Twitter or a Facebook and you are the modern day town square, you should have to follow the free speech laws of the United States. And it should be a transparent and preferably elected board that oversees that stuff. That's just the way it should be. I know there's a lot of complications with this, but, we definitely need some policy to catch up to the law, and we're just not there yet. You can't rely on Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg and his friends to just determine what is and isn't free speech. And if you're going to say, well, they're just a private company, that's the way it is. Well, they're also big to the point that they are a huge proponent and a huge juggernaut in our political discussions. And if you're going to say otherwise, you got to explain to me why every freaking article in the media references somebody's tweet. So these things are utilities in our lives, and they should be regulated as such for our own protection. Lucy agrees. She's just climbing because she's hungry.
Yeah, it's a great point because it's another, the fact that just Jack Dorsey can just do whatever he wants. And as you bring out, everyone's referring to somebody's tweet, politicians, celebrities, whatever, which is all the more reason, as you're saying, they need to become public utilities, and people need to understand the distinction. Saying, I hope you die, that's protected speech. I hate you so much, I hope you die, that's protected speech. I want to kill you, that's a threat. That's against the law. Or, hey, everybody, go kill that guy. That is also not protected speech. I'm advocating for violence. That's not protected. People think freedom of speech means you can just say whatever you want. No, there's you can't advocate for, you can't any of those things. You can't say, if you say, wow,
can't defame somebody, or well, technically you can, but they can sue you and they can win if they can prove it. And it's not easy to prove, nor should it be, because I mean, you got to walk the line between, somebody just giving an opinion or making you have to really prove that they defamed a person, but you can't do that. That's against the law. So it's, I mean, this is one of those moments where we don't have a clear process yet because it's very much new territory. And, we need to do a better job addressing this. And people who are just calling on Facebook and Twitter to just do it themselves, do you really know what you're asking for? I don't think you know what you're asking for. And similarly, the people who are just saying, well, let's just let, random people are now able to sue, and the FCC bureaucrats will kind of decide. That's not the solution either. What is the solution is, again, making nuanced policies that either makes these companies follow the free speech laws and has a valid path to making that a reality, or better yet, breaks them up and makes them utilities owned by the public. That would be the best case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's so much. The thing that's right now, when you just have Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey, it's so arbitrary. Facebook pulls down pro-Palestinian websites or Facebook pages, but they'll leave up like some alt-right one or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they just tore down a socialist one too recently. Facebook did, and so yeah, it's a mess right now, and there's a lot of bad ideas out there that would make it even worse, and we need to start going towards some good ideas that'll kind of fix the problem.
Yes,
or make it better at least.
Yes. Shave your knuckles for justice, Ron. Let's see. Okay. Graham's unraveling, needs help. Oh, I'm going to calmly block you. How's that sound? I just feel like blocking people today. Calm, relaxed. You're blocked because you're annoying. You really don't understand how stand-up comedy, how comedians think and operate. Like, it's ridiculous. Chris Leone, rest in peace. Cloris Leachman, dead at 94. Oh, wow. She was funny. Yeah, somebody wrote, YouTube can deplatform anyone without reason. Right in their terms of service, there's a sentence that says YouTube is under no obligation to host content. Paraphrasing, of course, but TOS, yeah, is their favor. Yeah, and that's the thing too with this sort of vague language that's used on these platforms. It's just like what they just did with Reddit. You know, what did they call the language of the group that bought all the GameStop? It was,
well, I think the commenter, you know, and I'd not confirmed this personally. I think the commenter said that was what happened to the Discord. I don't know if it happened to the Reddit as well. Right. But I thought they said Discord. It could have been both. But yeah, apparently they were like, you're using unsafe language. Yeah, so we got to shut you down.
Anyone can be called unsafe. They could shut this show down for unsafe language. I mean, that my vegan guns can be considered unsafe for most human beings. They're too powerful.
I mean, that's just too powerful, man. Imagine what you could do with a toaster and a surfboard.
As Pedaball, Supreme Court interpretation is even narrower. Inciting imminent violence is not protected speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think there's like 9, and I can't name all 9 of them off the top of my head, but I think there's like 9 things, and they're very particular. Like, you have to be able to prove this stuff. And I know inciting violence is one, defamation's another, and I think there's a total of 9 where it's like, this is not protected speech. And that's how our free speech laws work.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, these laws are already in place. We don't need then more, because
we just need to enforce them right.
Yeah, we just need to enforce them.
We have, and again, we've been having these conversations for like 4 years now. It's like, look, are the free speech laws in the United States perfect? I'm sure they're not. Nothing is, but they're pretty damn good. Right. I think that our free speech laws are pretty damn good as far as like, this is how we assure a space where you can really express ideas and express points of view, but while still realizing, well, that some types of speech should have consequences. You shouldn't be able to defame somebody. They should be able to sue you because you just harmed them. Same with inciting violence. So, I think our free speech laws are pretty damn good. And if we just applied them to the E square, the way we apply them to a regular town square, I think we'll be a hell of a lot better off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. But fuck you for saying it. How's that sound? I feel like what you just said was unsafe.
And you have a right to say that.
You have a right to say that, sir. Is that protected speech? What Lucy's saying?
Yeah, I don't know what her deal is. She, I guess she probably just either wants attention or, because it's not. She doesn't eat for like a while. Like, her dinner is at like 10:30. So yeah, she might have seen a bug or something, where she's a very pampered cat, Graham, and sometimes she'll just see like a spider or something, and she'll be like, "Well, I'm a cat, I'm a natural hunter, but at this point, what I know how to do as far as hunting is concerned is I cry, and then a human comes and takes care of this." So those are her instincts now.
Oh, nice.
So she's literally done that. Like, she'll just like meow. And I'll like go and I'll be like, what's wrong with you? And then she'll look over and I'll look at where she's looking and there's a spider there. And I'm like, you hunt like you're a cat. Like, what are you? And she's like, dude, take care of this. Like, I mean, it's not my apartment. It's I don't pay rent here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
why is this my problem?
And she probably knows now that she can get away with pretty much anything she wants because I know that it's winter time. Whenever she voluntarily gets under blankets, what she's been doing. And whenever she does that, my heart melts a lot. So yeah, so she can do literally whatever she wants and get away with it for, I mean, however long it's going to continue to be cold out. I mean, she can do whatever she wants pretty much all the time, but now it's like really like she could just knock over an entire table of groceries and I'd be like, oh, food's ruined for the week, but Lucy's in the blanket. Don't disturb her. I'm going to give her a treat so she doesn't even understand this is wrong. I can't help it.
That's good cat parenting, Ron.
I do my best.
There she is.
Yeah, no, she's a good cat. She is a really well-behaved cat, though. So,
right. MHC tipped on Rockfin. Thank you so much. Almost. There was that recent video in which Graham was at the beach and was advocating picking up plastic and reducing consumption of plastic products. Yep. Major Tom. What's up, Major Tom? Shave your knuckles for justice. Built on force the vote to force the strike. $1,400 is an insult. So how about a strike from the 14th through the 20th to get our $2,000 a month, including $22,000 they owe us from the last 10 months with interest? I like that.
I like it.
Like what Wall Street would get. Set the narrative. Strike is coming. Make it as peaceful as possible. I like that. I like that a lot, man. That's great. Thanks everybody supporting the show on the Rockfin. Try a Pazzo. Shave your knuckles for justice. This is the year of the great unmasking, in my opinion. Also, do you read the Rockfin comments? I have both open, and it seems I only hear the evil YouTube comments. I just read a bunch of Rockfin ones. So I jump over there every once in a while. I don't have any, Kate, I don't have any videos on dealing with hecklers, but there's plenty of hecklers getting owned on YouTube. Mass casualty. Shave your knuckles for justice. 1, should white supremacists be deplatformed since their ideology is inherently violent? 2, should Joe Biden be deplatformed when pushing sanctions? That's great. Well, yeah, if a white nationalist group is advocating for violence against, other people, then absolutely. Now, some of them just say, oh, we're just for the white race. If they're not advocating violence, then that is protected speech. But the minute they say we're the master race, go kill anybody that isn't, or lynch them or whatever, that's advocating violence. That's pretty clear to me. And we don't need a Patriot Act 2.0. My fear of a Patriot Act 2, so these groups, some of them are domestic terrorists and should be treated as such. But if we expand, Patriot Act 2.0, then they're going to do stuff like, the Sunrise Movement for peacefully sitting outside of Pelosi's office. Oh, domestic terrorists. There we go. Round them up, like anything Black Lives Matter, just sitting in a street because they're blocking the street because they're mad that cops are shooting on our black men. Oh, domestic terrorists. So that's where it gets real tricky. The second part of your question, should Joe Biden be deplatformed for pushing sanctions? Yeah, absolutely. Because sanctions are an act of warfare. Absolutely.
But I mean, if you deplatform Joe Biden, would he even know? I mean, I feel like it's like, well, what?
Oh,
I guess someone would tell him.
Yeah.
It'd be like, is that like Twitter? Is that like a record player? What's that? Is that like do you turn the phonograph and then you get information?
Is Twitter in the works? Is that, can I find Twitter in the yellow pages? Can I call it Twitter?
It's like a yellow pages on the computer, Joe. No, man, that's all right.
What TV channel are they on? Is Twitter on?
Which one of the 3 networks is that on?
Is it on Channel 5?
Channel 5 or 12? How do I gotta arrange the bunny ears? I would take my Amtrak back to Delaware and arrange the bunny ears so that I could get the evening news.
build back better.
I'm the guy. I'm the
Yeah.
guy who did that.
Listen, Fat, just find Twitter for me.
You want to do push-ups? What, deplatform me? I'll do push-ups on a platform. That's what I'll do.
Oh, he's so less embarrassing than Trump.
Go easy on him, Graham.
Well, go easy on him. Go easy.
It's his third day. He
Give him
hasn't been in politics that long.
Give him time.
It hasn't been 40-some years. It's been 3 days.
Go easy on him.
Go easy. Let him go.
No.
He's a patriot.
Jimmy Dorshow, what's up, Jimmy? Shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for asking, but Jimmy is not okay. Hanging with David Duke for the afternoon.
He had one before that, I think. Jimmy
Did I miss?
He said, yeah, you missed one from.
Let me see where the other Jimmy one is. I missed it. Yeah,
he's I can't listen to the show because I'm listening to an audiobook, but I'm watching your faces and it still works. That's on purpose.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'm glad. What audiobook is it? Is it a good audiobook? Because I really want to know what we're saying in the audiobook. That's so funny. Jimmy, are you going to build back better? I think Jimmy wants to build back better for sure. Crush Renata, what's up? A spokesperson for Discord tells me, to be clear, we did not ban the server due to financial fraud related to GameStop or other stocks. Oh, wow. Wow. Which hedge fund called you and gave you that remark? Like,
we believe you. That is we just happened to be making our rounds today and we noticed some mean language on their Discord. We don't even know what else they were up to today. We have no idea. Just to be clear.
We just happened to find bad language.
We found bad language. We got to act on it.
Oh, it's had nothing to do with the stocks.
People in Wall Street are mad. I don't know anything about that.
It's not like our parent company was one of the hedge funds that told us to stop this. That's not how big corporations work. No, that couldn't be it at all. And I don't even know if that's true, but I'm just guessing that Discord is owned by some other megacorp that does business with Citigroup or whoever. That's like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know at all. Discord could just be, 10 people in a room or whatever, but that's my guess, is it's usually something like that. Jimmy Dore's reading Art of the Deal.
Jesus.
I knew when I said, what book are we reading? I was like, all right, Jimmy, I'm throwing you one right down the center of the plate, baby. Right.
The audiobook version too. He's reading the audiobook version.
Yeah. I'm number one. I made the best deal ever.
Trump reads it himself.
Of course he reads it himself. Just constantly hearing his own voice, and he wears headphones when he reads himself.
I can use my finger to track the words, but it's not because my hands are of a small size. I can just do that because I'm the best at it.
Oh, God. I'm drinking Clorox while I write this book. Oh, God. Jim Garrison, what's up, Jim? Shave your knuckles for justice. Enjoying Lee Camp's video on JFK assassination, Graham. I'm glad you liked it. So you want to talk about tech companies censoring people. We put up our last episode of Government Secrets. So we recorded on video and then we also released an audio. So I release Government Secrets on my YouTube channel. Lee releases it on his. On Lee's, YouTube put this big disclaimer saying, fact, Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated JFK and then was assassinated by Jack Ruby. Because we were talking about all the holes in the JFK, like how clearly it was a cover-up. They put that out there.
You think there might be something more to JFK? You think they weren't? Things don't add up with that one?
You don't trust the Warren Commission? They seem pretty reputable. Ford was on it. I mean, I don't know. Feels like.
I mean, dude, the story tracks. I mean, it's just.
I mean, do you really want to be like a Russia gator with this JFK thing? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it was just I've never seen anything weird with that one. That one always.
it just kind of holds. It just kind of makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Lee and we're off the reservation. We're just nuts.
I mean, I guess you just found something. No one. I mean, yeah, that's. Were people surprised? I mean, it's like, how did people react? I mean, it's like.
It was shocking to me. Because I believe, both Kennedy.
I mean, I got to dive into this later, but I'll tell you what, it's going to take a lot to kind of push me away from the gospel of there's nothing more to see there. But I'll give it a chance.
Oh, you're right. You're right. VG, shave your knuckles for justice. Off topic. Please interview RFK Jr. and FYI, vaccines are not vegan, nor are they ever going to be kosher. Good point. Good point. All right. Well, I think that's our show, guys. We've been talking for a little over 2 hours. We had a nice 800 some people, over 800 likes. Right on. I don't think Jimmy's going live today because this sounds like tweets he makes when he's smoking weed. But Jimmy Dorsey, does Lee Camp's crotch hair grow as unevenly as his head hair? Asking for a friend. That was another thing that YouTube put on there. They put a disclaimer. Oh, outstanding.
Disclaimer: Lee Harvey Oswald grows Lee Camp's hair on his head only. We think.
Well, Kate asks a really good question. Our moderator, Jimmy, how are they supposed to know? Good point. Good point. The grassy knoll, this is Fred Edward on Rockprint, is where the laws of physics short circuit and the magic bullet can travel in loops. See? Thank you, Fred. All right, let's go. Wait, there's a couple other Rockfin. Chris, Shaving Knuckles for Justice, thank you for supporting us on the Rockfin. Seemed like my super chat was skipped a while back. I can go back and find it. Glad I can support here anyway over having to give money to the evil Google, Zach or Jack. Stay vigilant. Love that you don't back down to trolls. We have a trust fund, bro flakes in the Fresno era bitching about having to wear masks at Trader Joe's and having cops show up to take care of it. Even the police chief is pissed now. The true colors are showing. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll go back to the live chats. Maybe I missed a few. I'm sorry, Chris, if I missed one. I've got all those. I missed one. Here. Yeah. Yeah, Chris. All right, that one. Christopher Walker, what happened to respecting people's beliefs even if you don't have the same practices? Glad I gave up Zuck Jack owned media where trolls have to win. Yes, absolutely correct, Chris. Is that the one you're talking about, brother? Thanks, man. Let's see. Yeah, you talked about Fire in Paradise. Oh, defund the empire. Oh yeah, we did talk about all right, we got all of them. I think Jimmy has more questions for us, really relevant. Jimmy asks, don't they shower after they work out? Yeah, we all work out together and hang out. That makes sense. That's a good point. And I get it. It's a fair question, Jimmy. It's a fair question. It's a really fair question.
He's been wondering.
He's been Jedi Mullet 77. Fact: the grassy knoll used organic fertilizer. Oh man. Jimmy Dore Show. Fact: censorship is big boo. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for that. How's Brownie? Kate misses the senator character. She misses Gil Martin's character, Senator Richard Martin. Oh, I love that character. Paul Gilmartin, we've all, Jimmy and I've known him for years. We've all knew each other in Chicago, is so funny. And that character, when he answers questions from the audience, it's unreal. It is brilliant how great it is.
Now we're going to have our little moment of no live show depression.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Every time. It's just like, oh, yeah, that thing we used to do that was so fucking great. Oh, God damn it.
That thing we haven't done in a year.
We haven't done it in like a year. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. But
thank you for the Daryl Davis interview on the Jimmy Dore Show. Yeah, Jimmy, that was cool having that guy on. Don't feel bad, Kate. It's all good. Yeah, we always get sad when we talk about the live shows, but we'll be back.
You'll be back.
We'll be back.
And in the meantime, February 5th.
February 5th, we're doing a Zoom show, Ron and I's Zoom show. Has Lee ever dropped trow in front of either of you? Jimmy is referencing one of my early bits in comedy where I told the story about how frat guys in college told me to drop trow on stage. So we referenced that in the last Jimmy Dore Zoom show, which was super fun.
Awesome.
It was so fun. Alan Havey was on it. Alan was in rare Havey form. And I told the drop trow story. So now Jimmy is implementing. Oh. Yeah, Ron, I really had to have you on the show today because I was like, I couldn't do another show just on my own reading segments that are horrible about all.
Yeah, right.
I just can't. I was like, I just can't do it again. I just can't do it because I was talking to Lee Camp about this while he was dropping trow in front of me after we worked
naturally.
Out. And he goes, dude, it's why he goes, Graham, it's why I try to put as many jokes in as I can because he goes, it's sort of like you're feeding yourself trauma by reading all these stories all day. And I was like, God, he's so right. He's so right. And I'm just like, oh, we got to laugh about it. Jimmy Dore Show has another comment. We need a Democratic character like Richard Martin. Moment of no live show depression, respect. Yeah. Straight up.
It's like a part of everyone's day now. Just that I went through my moment of no live show depression.
Yeah. And usually
it happens right after my coffee. Usually it's before dinner, but.
And I just like, and there's days I'm like, that sucks, but we'll get back. And I feel like, it'll be so, and I think about how fun it's going to be when we do go back on the road. And then I've had days where I've watched and I've just started crying, just flat out missing it. Cause it was, I watched this woman who's like a singer songwriter on Instagram, Ray Zaragoza. And I don't know her personally, but when I was doing that show on FNX, she's Native American and had it. She was on a music show and I saw some of her music. And she just was singing this song that she just like wrote in her like apartment and just put it on Instagram. And you can tell there's some like, God, I miss performing there. And I was just like, but we'll be back on the road. A shrub bed pinal de Calita. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I know I butchered that. Just want to say, I came over from the Jimmy Dore Show when you were on it. I'm very much liking your content so far. Keep it. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. If you came over from the Jimmy Dore Show, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. So it's really cool. Yeah. Jimmy Dore Show, World Socialist website editor, was on my show cheering on Trump being censored. Facebook banned World Socialist website over the weekend. Man. We are in crazy times.
Yeah.
We are in crazy times. Yeah. Thank you for subscribing. All right, Ron, let's wrap it up. What do you say, huh?
All right, buddy.
I don't know. All right, Ron, tell everybody where to go, what you're up to, what you want to do, what you're doing.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone. Same with Instagram. I'm just at Ron Placone on all the socials. And of course, youtube.com/Ron Placone. Subscribe to my channel and all that fun stuff. And February 5th, Graham and I are doing a live Zoom show on Zoom. And you can get tickets by Venmoing him $10 at Graham-Elwood.
Yes. Thank you so much. And make sure you clarify I'm for the February 5th Zoom show on Venmo, and then you will get a Zoom link around a half hour or 15 to 30 minutes before the show starts. And then here it's up. Kate is putting it at she's our live chat. So
extraordinaire.
Wait, did we say it was the 5th or the 6th? Are we getting the date wrong?
I'm pretty sure it's the 5th. We said that Friday, right? Here, let me look it up. But I'm pretty sure it's the 5th of February. But I could be wrong. I'm not. Friday, February 5th.
Friday, February 5th at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Right on. And of course, go listen to the audiobook of Art of the Deal. While you're dropping trowel, please do that, as Jimmy said. And follow Ron Placone and all his stuff. Ron, I'll let you go, and then I'm going to sing a song.
All right, buddy.
You have a great night. Tell Lucy says meow. Get out there and watch the end of the sunset, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
All right, buddy. And I'm going to shave my knuckles for justice, too.
You do that, Ron. Outstanding.
All right, buddy. Be well. Bye. Peace.
Ron Placone, everybody. Annabelle can't come to the show because she's on the grassy knoll that night. When are we on next? I don't know. All right. I might buy a couple tickets and rent a hotel room to take a date to watch a show on the internet and have dinner without mask. Well, that sounds like a fun way to go to a Zoom show. I like it. Listen to you, Snork. Way to go, Mitch. Thank you. It's great having Ron on the show. Oh, 944 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes. All right. Let me find a song to sing. Many people balance eggs on Equinox. Vegans balance cubes of tofu. Amazing skill level. Muito amor, Graham e Ram, por tudo que vocês fazem. Ah, obrigado. Muito obrigado. Boa noite. Muito obrigado. Here from Portugal. Oi, Jal. Bem-vindo. Eu falo português um pouco. Eu falo português do brasileiro. Essa esposa brasileira. Eu falo português um pouco. E nunca vai a Portugal. Eu quero vai a Portugal. Eu vai por Brasil muito tempo. E gosto a cultura do Brasil. E quero vai por Portugal. Bom surfar, perto de Lisboa. Thank you. Little Portuguese, going to throw it down in there. People from all over the world. I like it. France, UK, Portugal, Spain, all present. Aren't we special? That's right. Annabelle's here from down under. Germany in the house. Outstanding. Good to have it. Willkommen. Ausgezeichnet. I don't know that much German. I lived in Munich for a year when I was a kid, and I forgot a lot of it. What country are you bringing the show from? Detroit, right on. Sí, tu hable español. I got Duolingo, the Duolingo app, and I'm trying to study Spanish. Yeah. France. Now I'm blanking on the 3 words I know in French. All the Romance languages to say mi amor. We all know what that means. Mi amor. Come on. Anaheim. Hello. Illinois, right? Bonjour. There's this. Bonjour. Bonsoir, right? I think. Do I still support the squad? Barely. I mean, I don't. I know that I support them. I'm waiting for them to do something, and they've just kind of set. They look like they're just acquiescing to the corporate Democrats. So I can't be like, yay, squad. What have they done in 2 years? I used to support them, but they do nothing. They just talk. They're great. They're great at Twitter, but Twitter doesn't pass laws or change lives. So, Kandu Prata Svenska Okska. I don't know what that means, but I'm trying whatever that is. Cable Graham. But free Assange, absolutely. Mon chéri. Bonsoir et bonne uni. Nice. Oh, this is so great. I like this. North Carolina. Nice. Do you feel like the grassy knoll feels trodden on? That's funny. Mexico. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, mi amigo? Okasa means also. It's Swedish. Right on. We're a Rainbow Coalition. Right on. Viva la Mexico Libre. 975 likes. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Get it up to 300. You can do it. $977. I learned Portuguese when I was married to a woman in Brazil. She was Brazilian. My wife was Brazilian. And then so I went to Brazil a lot. O te português é muito bom. Come time to visit at least Porto e Lisboa. Bad luck, Graham. I moved to Montenegro. I lived in Lisboa till 2019, but the prices on the house rents. Okay. Tudo bem. Beijos. Beijo means kisses. Oh, yeah, that's how they say it in Portuguese. Beijos. Beijos. Oh, God. I'm a sucker for a lady with an accent. All right. Let's find a song to sing. Let's find a song. Let's sing the Love Boat theme song as Eddie Vedder. Love. Exciting and new. Come aboard here. We're here. And the last sweetest river here. Let it flow, it floats. It flows back to you. The boat. So we'll be making a dollar run. The love boat here promises something for everyone. I said a course for it. Oh, that's not the whole song. It's like a 4-minute song. I got robbed. All right, we're gonna find another one. If I could turn back time. Or Bane from the Batman series. I was just watching Dark Knight Rises again because it's great. Wit to it, so silly. Thank you so much. We try to have fun. 998. Two more likes. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do it. Let's get it to 1,000. Get to 1,000. One more. Do it. Write it. Boom it. Bang it. Boom. We did it. 1,000 likes. Yeah. Let's do it. All right. And love won't hurt anymore. All right, everybody. That's the song, huh? Fantasy Island theme song. That was the Hour of Power. Friday nights on ABC. You had Love Boat and then Fantasy Island back to back. 2 hours of solid television. All right. The plane. Michael, Sherry. Thank you so much, Michael. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Okay.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Oh, this is William Shatner. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine on the chat. This was ridiculous. We'd like to end it. Thank you, everybody from all over the world. This is great. Thank you. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, support our show. And again, my documentary, Graham Goes to Russia, is available at Patreon at patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood at the $10 level on both of those. Thank you so much. Annabelle Corley, quick question. Who is Kara? She sounds like she's up for anything. I don't know who Kara is. Is there a Kara in the chat? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Thank you so much. Boa noite, mi amigos. Oh, Kara Fun. I got it. Kara Fun. Yeah, the karaoke. Thank you, Annabelle. A little slow on that one. My fault. Kara Fun. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I'll be live again tomorrow. And then Government Secrets on Friday. Shave your knuckles for justice.